Hi, my name is Brent Ashurst. I'm a fourth generation beekeeper here in the Imperial Valley. We've been in the business for over 100 years now, and we deal mainly in pollination of crops throughout California, mainly in the Imperial Valley, but we travel all over. And honey's kind of a byproduct of us. We make some here in the valley, but for the most part we stick to pollination. And I'm going to read to you a book called The Beeman. Here's my grandpa, who's known in town as the Beeman. That was my grandpa. Here's his jacket with the zipped up hood that covers his face just the way that it should when he visits his hives as the Beeman. Here are his gloves made of cotton and leather, protecting his hands in all kinds of weather when he tends to his hives as the Beeman. Here's the beehive where all the bees sleep, tucked into a box called a shallow or a deep, and then placed on a stand by the Beeman. Here is the smoker that calms down the bees, and a hive tool that opens the beehive with ease. For a much closer look by the Beeman. Here's the queen bee, who does her job well and lays tiny eggs in a six-sided cell. She's the heart of the hive, says the Beeman. Here are the drone bees with big bulgy eyes and a large appetite supporting their size. They mate with the queen, adds the Beeman. There you can see her. Here's the workers, 10,000 or more, who gather the nectar to bring back and store in honeycomb cells for the Beeman. Here are the house bees with swift moving wings that dry up the nectar a worker bee brings, making honey for me and the Beeman. Here's the extractor. It clickety-clacks, removing the honey from frames on its rack and filling up jars for the Beeman. Here's some of the honey. Return to the hive. It's food for the bees to help them survive the long winter days near the Beeman. Here are the bees protected from harm inside the hive, huddled snug and warm. So they'll be here next year, says the Beeman. Here's the wagon filled up to the brim with bottles of bees collected by him and brought to the house by the Beeman. Here are the muffins, all warm and delicious and dripping with honey on Grandma's best dishes. I'm glad that my grandpa's the Beeman. And here's a lot of fun facts all about bees in here, and you can see in the back we have bees over there that are just sitting on the side of a ditch bank right now collecting the same things they just talked about in the Beeman. As I told you, my name is Brent Ashurst, and I am a fourth generation beekeeper. And this is Houston Ashurst, who would be the fifth generation. Next we have Reagan Ashurst, who, are you going to be a beekeeper? What are you going to be? A veterinarian. And then we have Brentley, who is going to be a rodeo queen the rest of her life, I believe.